Hey, what's up? Hello! So, today we're gonna talk about Roaralty, my second book from the Roarmance series. And first of all, I want to give a big, warm thank you to Coca, my art angel, who created not only this book cover for me, but also the Roarmance book cover. And she's an incredible, talented artist, and I'm gonna link her Instagram in the description box below so that you can find her. And yeah, so let's start with the title. Royalty is a combination of romance, loyalty, and royalty. And romance is a combination of romance and roar. Because to me, the energy that romance brings is really feminine. It's really soft. It's really all roses and lovey-dovey and calm and really soft. And I've always had this vibe, this craving for that beauty and beast vibe in one. So the roar in romance brings this beast. It brings this wild, savage energy into it. And that's why romance and royalty are not only love poetry for women, it's also for men. And I sometimes do get messages or in Instagram or from friends to tell me like, I've caught my boyfriend, my husband, secretly reading your books and he loves them. And girls tell me like the funniest, like no, I can't tell it, but yeah, it's just it's really charming to me. So the romance and royalty books, they are written in a way that you can read it to yourself, that you can read all these love poems to yourself, for yourself. You could read them to your lover, you could read them to your future lover while you dream of how it will be when you meet your future bae. You can read them to God, you can read them to the divine, and just enjoy whatever you feel with it. Because when I write the poems, it's not like that I sit down and I just write love poetry. When I wrote all these books, that's the funniest part. I was single. I had no crush on anybody. I had no one I loved at that time. The only love I had was in myself. The only romance I felt, the only romance was in me. So I would, of course, when you're single, what do? You think of, oh, how it would be if I'm with my boo right now, my bae, how would it be? What would I do? What would I say? How would I feel? And so I would put on love music, or basically just music that got me in this I have a crush vibe, I'm in love vibe, and then things would come out of me naturally. Or sometimes when I would be out there doing something, or on a party, at work, whatever, sometimes I just catch a word in a conversation or in my thoughts, or I get a certain vibe and then it just flows out of me, and then I just write, and in that moment I'm just feeling the vibe, and later I realize the words. Yeah. That's a little background information to that. And it it's really beautiful because when I wrote all these poems, I wrote a lot of them literally into existence. Literally. And friends have told me, people who've read my books, that it would something, it makes them, their hearts open up and feel something beautiful. And that just makes me blush. And one of my girls, she was single too, and she would like read through both of my books. And then she too met a man, and he's basically has the vibe she felt while she read my books. So it's a little magic. Ain't gonna lie, gotta be prepared. That's a serious side effect of reading my books, that you feel more, that you feel your heart more, and that you attract love into your life, more love into your relationships, more love into your life, just so that you're prepared. Besides the love poetry, you'll find soulful writings on heart naggings, you know, like when your heart is nagging you to go somewhere, to do something, to see someone, what those naggings mean. You'll find a chapter on love languages. You'll find a chapter on telepathy and dreams, and a lot more about soul's purpose. Soul's purpose. And I'm gonna present some poems to you now. I'm gonna read them, and you can just lean back, relax, and let them sink in. He wears integrity so well. She could swear that even if she stripped off all his clothes, she would still find more of it. She wears integrity so well. He could swear that even if he stripped off all her clothes, he would still find more of it. Only search for love when your heart is full, when your hands are holding onto nothing but are open to give and free to receive. Empty hearts have greedy hands, trying to get more and more out of something, out of someone, without getting anything in return than getting a bigger hole in the heart. The scariest thing about being really in love is when you realize that it doesn't scare you at all how much you love him, when all you want is seeing him feeling happy and loved. The scariest thing about being really in love is when you realize that it doesn't scare you at all how much you love her, when all you want is seeing him feeling happy and loved. I never stopped loving you. Romantically, your heart. Always trying to see my heart's bigger picture, meditating on it like a scripture. When a man opens up his heart to you, don't you ever take for granted what an honor it is to be trusted, to be worthy of his raw feelings. When a woman opens up her heart to you, don't you ever take for granted what honor it is to be trusted, to be worthy of her raw feelings. Loyalty is royalty. Let me make love to your heart's dreams and then mother the child. It's impossible to say who of us wears the pants in our relationship. We prefer it when neither of us is wearing pants. Loyalty. I couldn't help myself, but my heart has chosen you. In a world full of men, in a world full of women, in a world full of temptation, you are the only one that seduces me on all levels. Being loyal to you comes naturally, easily, effortlessly, like a pleasurable necessity. Your true tribe never hurts you. They raw for you. They are raw for you. What breaks your heart is only what was never meant to be for you anyway. Live. You have mistaken her for pain, heartbreak, chasing things that don't want you, that don't belong to you. But love is just waiting for you to see that she is all there is and will ever be, because it is her that will set you free. Love won't be mistaken. Once you know her, she will find you, opening up her warm embrace, putting heart smiles all over your face. Love makes more love chase you, and everything and everyone that truly belongs to you. Love will make even more love find you. If we would have meant to be alone, good. God is good. If we would have been meant to be alone, God wouldn't have created Eve for Adam. You were meant to be in love. You were meant to be together. You were meant to be lucky. You were meant to have all your love desires fulfilled until your heart overflows, until it drips and drips. Let it summer rain on you. Highly conscious of this present moment with you right now, but somehow I can see myself already going back to us right now, to this moment in the memories of my mind. It's the little insignificant moments that turn into memorable moments. Our hearts exchanged secrets before we even met. Hearts telepathy. Stop blocking me. Set me free. Let me be good to you. Romantically, your heart. How did you reverse in me the urge of running away from intimacy, making me want to run, kiss, jump into your arms again and again and again, letting my inner beast play with yours, while I kept everyone 1,000 of arm length away from my heart for years? What was it that you reversed in me? Did I let you straight in? When you're next to me, it's hard for me to fall asleep. Although your rhythmical heartbeat talks the language of serenity, although the way you gently, deeply breathe in and out gives me love chills. Although you're happily smiling in your sleep, probably dreaming of me. Although you pull me close enough so my body's curve fits like a puzzle piece into your body's girth, but loose enough for me to feel free. Although you whisper my name love-drunk in your sleep, followed by a sensual mm-hmm. Although you've created a perfect environment with you for me to feel safe and let myself fall. It's all too unknown for me. All the angels in heaven must be watching us right now in our sleep intimacy, amused that I'm enjoying my safe heaven with you so much that I can't fall asleep. This is more than just sleeping with you. It's love for the soul. I ignored my heart whispering your name until even the wind blew your secret, your name to me. He loves you. I ignored my heart whispering your name until even the wind blew your secret, your name to me. She loves you. If it resonates within me, if it resonates within you, it is already within me. Romantically, your heart. Every time I see you, my heart turns into a volcano. Beware if it explodes next to you, for it will shiver you in lava bombs of kisses and laughter. My heart orgasms every time I see you. This poem actually inspired also the title, Royalty. His presence brought me a warmth and peace I've never felt before, something I could never fully grasp, even if I tried to. He filled the whole room without doing anything, just by being there next to me. But most importantly, I felt him in me, all around me, from miles away, when he wasn't even near me. Fuck, I think I'm in love. I wrote in my diary that day and drew a heart with a crown next to it. Women like me are dangerous. I've always known this. Not because we're able to snatch souls without even the slightest touch, but because we know how to love wholeheartedly, how to bring out the better when everything else seems to get better. We're the unforgettable ones because our touch not only heals, but makes you feel things you've never felt before. In our presence, your lips won't know the difference between love and love. Our breed has become rare, but the soul essence remains strong through centuries of centuries. We're the ones that in ancient times healed our warrior men's bodies with our hearts and hands. Our loyalty was beyond today's imagination, a bond so passionate. We knew how to follow a man's lead and command, because we knew once a man feels the royalty of our loyalty, his heart is committed to serve us the world and by any means protects us and fights for us against the world. There is nothing deeper than a man's loyalty to the woman he loves with his whole being, because he feels in every pulsating vein of his body that she loves him with her whole being. Men knew how precious a woman's loyalty was, and women knew how precious a man's royalty was. Together we became better. Every woman knew there was one warrior meant to be just for her. And most important, she knew that until she'd meet him, she would rather walk confidently through life alone than laying with someone who isn't her man, safe in the knowledge that her warrior's fighting his own dark battles, that will ultimately lead him to her. And once this day arrives, the war will stop the second he lays his eyes, warm like 1,000 of sunrises on her. And their royalty begins, the moment an even more dangerous man and his dangerous woman meet and write history, his, her story, anew together, romantically. Dear my King Charming, your love feels like a feather bed, even when you're grumpy with me, even when we disagree. I know I can trust in you to be there. I know I can let myself fall back or forth with closed eyes, and every time, regardless, you're always there to catch me. What is your secret? How can you give me what everyone before you failed in? Where do you take all this love for me from? What kind of sorcery made you? What kind of sorcery brought you into my life? You're so good to me, and you don't even seem to realize how good you really are for my heart. I catch you looking at me with that appreciative side-eye look. I know you think the same. You're over there wondering what kind of sorcery made me and brought me into your life. You think you're the one who is blessed to be with me, but oh my, I am the blessed one. You are the blessing. And my lips and soul still have to get used to the sound that you're mine. My blessing for this lifetime and many more to come. I still have to get used to what my heart knew way before my mind could grasp it. God must have made our souls in the same breath.